it's the Friday news dump. Let's do some dumping here, Bobby Gomes. Holden and Bobby Gomes. Apparently, Tambo cannot figure out how to use electricity in Canada. Maybe he didn't pay his bill or something, Bobby. So it's just you and me today, buddy. I'm fine with that. I'm going to miss the Tambo. I love Tambo being on here, but again, he doesn't know how to use a computer. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, Tambo, all these wins he's had this last week, probably was just like, fuck it, I don't even need to use electronics. He's
You think so?
the tickets. Yeah.
He was just like, fuck it, I'm not even going to bother with these guys anymore.
Yeah, he's too he's above us at this point.
Yeah, I don't blame him personally. I would probably do the same thing as I get this Jalen Waddle. Let me just get this Jalen Waddle bet in here. We can actually start with Devontae Parker, even though I don't think it's the biggest news. His props at 63.5. It was 57.5 this morning, right when I hit it. They took it down because Devontae Parker is on IR, buddy. And what's going on with Devontae Parker? Who cares now? He gone. So is Jalen Waddle just rocketing up the list here? Is it Gaskin? I mean, they have Houston, but this is a great matchup for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Waddle and Gesicki for me would get major bumps. Gaskin, they have a 26 implied team total for a shit team like the Dolphins. That's pretty high team total. Obviously, it's tough to run back that situation. Maybe you could look at Brandon Cooks. I feel like he's been the run back that everyone's looked at, but Houston has a 19.5 implied team total for Houston. So we're moving up, Houston. We're almost at 20.
Well, Tyrod's back, man. That's big.
Oh, Tyrod. Yeah, I like Tyrod's a good player for Houston. We're gonna have some QB value, so I don't know if he's the best play, but I don't mind a little Tyrod. I don't think I'd play him here, but liked him in his Bills days when he was with the Bills.
Okay, so we got Waddle at 6'1" on DraftKings, and he's 6'1" on FanDuel. 6'1" on FanDuel, 5'6" on DraftKings.
5'6" on DK.
Yep, so that's got to be nice. And then Gesicki seems like he's in play every single week. He's 6'5" on FanDuel. He's 4'9" on DraftKings. That's a beautiful price, isn't it? Do you expect him to be popular this week?
As of right now, I'm not seeing him as being popular. I would imagine because like this news, it'll inflate his ownership a little bit. We'll see. There are a couple of good tight end spots on the slate. So at his price, 4.9, Gesicki's a fine play. Like I would never hate Gesicki. Gaskin is the one who's looking very chalky at 5'8". I played Gaskin last week. Wasn't the right week to play him. Apparently everyone thinks this is the right week to play him. He's up around 24% ownership. So if you like Myles Gaskin chalk, go for it.
I'll just leave it with this. I think Tua is definitely in play. He was in play beforehand, and I wonder if maybe a couple of guys get off of him because Parker's out. Because we like multiple receivers, and then there's Gaskin too. Listen, it's never comfortable, right? But it's Tua against Houston, Bobby. I might have me a Tua lineup this week, pal.
Yeah, I don't hate it. 5'8" for Tua. They've been throwing the ball a decent amount. The Dolphins have, which I think is interesting. And they're in their team total, right? 26 implied right now for the team total. I think that's pretty good. 26.25 went down to it opened at 26.25. It's now down to 26. 46.5 game total. Are people going to end up playing this game? Like I'd rather go elsewhere, but I understand.
You don't want any part of this then.
No, I would consider like the chalk pieces like Gaskin. And if Gesicki is going to be lower owned at tight end, he's very good leverage. Gesicki's like a wide receiver at tight end, right? So I definitely think he's fine. Waddle, I have to look into Waddle more, but he's the guy that I think people are going to gravitate towards with the Parker news at 5'6". I think his ownership is going to inflate a little bit from where we're seeing him at right now, around 15%.
All right, what's up, Gatekeeper? West Coast Gem. Good to see you boys in here. Hit the like button if you get a shot. For those of you watching on tape, which it seems like most of our viewership is from tape, remember, still time to get in. NFL, NBA, every sport. Susie's crushing it. Just everybody's doing everything very well right now. Would like to see like 4 or 5 of us just completely pummel it on a full slate in the NFL. That's coming. So you get core plays, which are the best plays that all of our analysts like. And you basically have to fill in 3 spots in a defense. So we've got that. And our code is RPS Heater 25. 25% off your first payment on a monthly subscription. Okay. So we started with a story that I didn't think was number one. So we'll go to some other questions, or we'll go to some other news. So we have Christian McCaffrey questionable. Matt Rule says, I'm hopeful he could play, and it would be a 40 to 50 play situation. So I don't know if I believe that, Bobby. And this is just talking to a guy, a team doctor for a long time. He's been right so many times. He's like, if they're going to activate McCaffrey, he's going to be about 80%, and there's no reason that they wouldn't run him into the ground because they need to get to the playoffs. What's your take on Christian McCaffrey? Is that something that you're going to be going with this week, given that, I mean, you still got to pay a premium for him. We've seen him at 10K, right? We've seen him at 10K before on DraftKings, but CMC, any of him?
Yeah, the later we get the news, he's at 8K. Like, that's something I really want to weigh. We kind of hit on this last week. Like, the later we get this news, people have been absorbing content pretty much all week, right? So they're a little bit iffy in terms of moving off their plays. If the news is pretty good on McCaffrey and we think he could play 80% of the snaps, I think 8K is a fine price. Like, that would be where I'd want to play him. 40 to 50 makes me a little skeptical, but he's still Christian McCaffrey. Can get it done on 15 carries, definitely. So always in play in tournaments. There's other news in that game that I find pretty interesting. Darnold's still in concussion protocol. So I think that would open up. If PJ Walker played, I feel like right now the median projection QB is Lamar. If
PJ Walker plays, by the way, then
Lamar Jackson's the median. So if PJ Walker played, you're getting rushing equity. And a QB who I think is relatively good for a very cheap price. Just want to check his price.
Yeah, I think you're playing
the 5K.
You're playing the Patriots. You're playing the Patriots defense if PJ Walker's in there. The guy can't hold on to the ball, and he gets.
You don't like PJ Walker? I'm a big PJ Walker guy.
No, that's for, you know what? If you're playing him, hopefully he runs for 100 yards. But that's it. Like, it's, if PJ Walker starts, I'm not going to build they're 4-1. They're the most expensive defense out there. I will have as much Patriots defense as I will Christian McCaffrey, which will probably be one of my 6 lineups.
4-1 for defense? What are we talking for defense? Yeah. PJ Walker I feel like PJ Walker is the type of guy that they have issues with. Guy that can run, scramble around. 18.5 is the team total. I wish it was higher. That's not something I would be too inclined to play, but I feel like that could be wrong. Like, we're gauging PJ Walker off like 2 NFL starts.
Yeah.
First, a very good defense. They have been a very good defense, but I don't mind attacking the Patriots if they're going to be, there are plays in DJ Moore I like there are plays in this game that I do like at lower ownership. So if I can single stack PJ Walker, if Christian McCaffrey plays, depending on how things kind of shake out, I think you just have to consider playing them for tournaments. If you're playing 150, I would take a little bit of them, I would say, but I don't know, in 6, probably not, but who knows? I
like PJ a lot more than me. He went 3 of 14 in that stint against the Giants with 3 sacks.
So, did he go 3 of 14?
Yeah, he was horrible. And even Matt Rule was like, this guy's got to clean it up, man. He was horrific. But you know what? This time he would have CMC. Maybe he dumps it down 30 times. And instead of, maybe he's 15 for 30 instead of 3 for 14. All right, we got to get to the next one here. Bobby Gomes. Kyler and Hopkins. Game time decisions against San Francisco. This is interesting now too, right? Because it's a game with a total that's just kind of middling, right around 45. I don't know what to do here. I do know what to do here. I take it back. I'm not playing Kyler this week, and I'm not playing Hopkins this week. And if they go off, then you're going to beat me big time. But I've seen this before. If Kyler plays, he's not 100%. He needs to be close to 100%. So that's the first thing. And the second thing would be, why am I going Hopkins if I don't trust in Kyler Murray? So you know what? Even if they play Bobby Gomes, I'm off of them unless I see the afternoon core and you're building around them. I will consider it, but that's how I'm handling the Arizona situation. How about you?
Yes, I like news that comes late. You're going to get Kyler under 5%. He's 600 more than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's the median projection quarterback. I don't mind taking my shots on Kyler, on Hopkins. These guys have the talent. I just wish there would be more usage and volume within between the 20s for Hopkins. We really haven't seen that. We're seeing more red zone. He's doing very fine, like red zone wise, getting a ton of targets, but between the 20s, they're utilizing other players, which I would like that to change. Kyler, 7-9, under 5% ownership. I always think Kyler's in play. I think he's a good tournament pivot on the slate, depending on when we get the news.
Okay, so on the other side, George Kittle is expected to return. He hasn't played in a long time. I think, what did he get? 4 games in, and one of those games he was injured. And he really wasn't getting a lot of volume. Well, he was getting volume in his last 2 games before he got hurt, but the numbers weren't there. He wasn't putting up big numbers, and he hadn't scored a touchdown in those 4 games. That being said, and Arizona's kind of good against the tight end. That being said, he's 5,200 on DraftKings. Gesicki's 4.9. I guess if you wanted to pivot and get cute to do that, I'm not going to do that, Bobby. What's your take on Kittle this week?
Yeah, Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, these guys are all going to come in lower owned. Mitchell's going to come in lower owned. There's a lot of guys that I think are in play for tournaments. If you wanted to stack up this game, I know it's a 45.5 total. We have a couple totals that are a little higher than that. So I don't know really about stacking it up, but I would say more like a one-off for Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, or their running back there. Who's the running back?
Well, Elijah Mitchell, they're expecting him to play, but I think they're going to have a pretty full backfield there. And while I loved Mitchell last week, I'm not on him as much this week. I'm just not feeling as comfortable.
He's coming in chalky around 18%. I don't mind like one-off pieces from this San Fran team. If you wanted to run it back with a Arizona stack, I wouldn't be against it. It is an interdivisional game. These totals the second time around are a little bit they're definitely a little bit lower. Is it the first time they played or the second time they played all year? I'm not even sure, but usually interdivisional games, the totals are a little lower. So I would just kind of weigh your options.
Just got some news come down the pipe here. CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper officially questionable. They are expected to play. So that's the first thing. Do you feel comfortable rolling those 2 guys out there? Lower body.
Get a pretty good team total. Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind 29 points for the team total, nearing 30. Like, I don't mind going that way. Do we have any news on Dak? Is Dak back?
I mean, they're saying
he's Q tag.
Well, unless he gets scratched at the last minute, he's going. Like everybody in that campus said Dak is playing this week. So he would have to have some miraculous setback not to play.
See, this news dump is good, Holden. You're getting me up to speed on all this news that I need as I kind of get into my work here. CD and that CD I think's fine. I think Amari Cooper's fine. Prefer CD to Amari, kind of always lean that way, but yeah, they're fine.
We got Julio back. This just came down to Julio is coming back this week against the Rams, but that doesn't matter, right? Because that's the Sunday night game. So
does it matter anyways? Is Julio dust at this point?
He has been. And then the other thing is like AJ Brown has been on a tear, and I actually like that Julio's back personally because I don't think NFL teams think Julio's dust.
Yeah, now that showdown becomes interesting. It's interesting anyways with the Rams. But.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Trevor Siemian starting.
He played pretty well. Siemian played pretty well in relief of Winston. I wish they went Taysom, but he hung around. He won the game. He had Brady at his heels all game. Like he came in, played all right. And I'm not going to play him in DFS, but
no. And Taysom Hill's supposed to play too. And now you got a situation where there's a full week of preparation to face Trevor Siemian. I'm not buying it, man. I've seen too much Trevor Siemian. That was an outlier. Let's just say it that way. Okay. All right, let's move on from the Saints. Screw them. The Ravens, though. You like the Ravens? I like the Ravens. I love the Ravens.
Our boy Snyder likes the Ravens.
I like the Ravens. And guess what? For the first time this year, all the wide receiver options will be on the field at the same time for a guy that likes to throw now, and that's Lamar Jackson. Dug up a really good stat here. The Vikings are very, very good against short and intermediate passes. They get shredded on the deep ball. So Sammy Watkins, he is back. Bateman, questionable. He's going to play. It's Brown too. Would you play? How would you rank the wide receivers for the Ravens, and would you play any of these guys?
Yeah, probably Andrews, Brown, Bateman. I never play Sammy Watkins. Can't play that guy.
Doesn't like to fall off. You're right.
I never get Sammy Watkins right. You can double stack Lamar now. He's definitely evolved as a passer.
Yes.
Lamar is going to be extremely popular. If you're playing cash games, you're playing Lamar Jackson. But imagine the cash game guys, Mango and Hoop and Title. Unless we get like drastic news, they'll be playing Lamar. So
you won't play Lamar in a tournament?
I usually X the median projection QB in tournaments.
And he is the median projection.
He's the median projection. Yeah.
Who's the high projection guy for you this week? The highest guy?
Haven't got that far. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me
take your time. Let's go talk.
Maybe Allen, Josh Allen.
I love me some Josh Allen this week.
Little Mahomes, AP's guy.
I like him too. All right, very good.
I'll be paying Mahomes. I'll be paying AP the 200 this week. Pretty positive.
So. Okay. What, you're backing who? The Packers?
Yeah, I made the bet prior to the Rodgers injury.
Right.
So
you know what? The Chiefs, I mean, they constantly underperform, buddy. So I'm telling you right now.
I'm against you though. I think Kelsey's in it. I'm not too high on Kelsey.
I'm not high on Kelsey this week.
Oh, I thought I'm just in general. I'm talking about football long term.
I love
32.
I'm still fine with Kelsey. The age thing, I don't think it matters. I think that whole team is just a shit show right now. And then they're going to have one big game and they'll probably get back to doing what they need to do. That's my thought.
They should have a good game this week.
They should have a good game this week. Absolutely. The other thing with the Ravens, Bobby, you've got Latavius. He's doubtful. So we're going to have Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, and Tyson Williams. I mean, Devontae and Le'Veon maybe 5 years ago. But I also say this. I think one of those guys is going to get in the box this week. The problem is it going to be Devontae or Bell? And I kind of just want to avoid the whole situation.
Yeah, that's good in a showdown slate to kind of get leverage that way. On a main slate, when you have like stable running backs, I'm not trying to pick between who's going to score on the Ravens. Then they have to fight with Lamar for goal line touches. A lot going on there. I'll stay away.
Merry Christmas to you too, Abrasive. I don't know why you're saying that, but hey, I'm all for good times. Pocket QB Lamar Jackson, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you. Bodyguard too. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Little red box in the bottom right-hand corner. Let's move on to the Broncos. We got a little Broncos news here, and Noah Fant is out. So we're talking tournaments here. I think in cash, Albert O is going to be fine at two. I want to say he's 2.6 on Draftkings.
2.6, yeah. He's the guy that, from what it looks like, everyone likes Albert.
I love him. I love his talent. He's missed most.
You're a Denver guy, so you got to walk me through Albert O.
I think I just don't know if the upside's going to be there. Like, I don't mind him in cash, but how much do you need at a 2.6K? Like, if he gets you 3 catches for 35 yards, are you okay with that? Not in a tournament, right? Unless it opens everything else up.
So this was the argument last week with Dan Arnold, right?
Correct.
Dan Arnold was someone that I think I played the field with. In my higher stakes stuff, I just completely wish I played at this point.
Love them.
Yeah, I don't know. At Albert, in terms of like the low value tight end, I usually X the Alberto play, but
okay.
See,
I think in cash he's viable.
Unless anything changes, he's a complete lock.
Yeah, I mean, I just look for, and Fant's going to be out, so you got him there. The problem is, I think it's good that they're going to be down, but the problem is you got Sutton, you got Patrick, you got both running backs he likes to throw to. I mean, I'm seeing a 3 or 4 target game for Alberto, maybe 5 tops, and they might need him to come back and block too because they've got some issues on the offensive line. So that's my take on Alberto. Cash games definitely. I guess it depends on what he's going to get you in a tournament. Cole Beasley of the Bills, questionable. This is interesting because he didn't practice today. He had He had a limited practice today, and he didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday. So a limited practice today. He has been going bonkers these last 2 weeks. I still think that Emmanuel Sanders is going to be in the mix, but boy, Cole Beasley against the Jaguars. What do you got for me here, Bobby Gomes? Because you got to decide, is it going to be him or is it going to be Emmanuel Sanders, or can both go off is the question. Cole Beasley's 5-4 on DK, 10 catches last week on 13 targets, 6-3 on FanDuel. I don't like as much there. Cole Beasley, any Cole this week?
In terms of Cole, like if he plays, he's fine. If he doesn't play, I think it significantly boosts Diggs at 7-7. He would be someone I'd have a ton of interest in. It would also boost Sanders. And is Dawson Knox coming back this week?
He is injured. I was about to get to him. Dawson Knox is not coming back this week.
Yeah, so Sanders and Diggs would be guys I'd be looking to get overweight on in tournaments if Cole's sat.
Any interest in any Giants here? Because half their offense is still missing. Saquon's still out. Pettis is out. Sterling Shepard is out. The interesting guy here is that Kadarius Toney's active. Did see a lot of Kenny Golladay practicing this week. John Ross has a quad. So answer me this. Is it Kadarius Toney time again? Is there anybody on the Giants side that you would be interested in, Bobby?
As of right now, probably just Devontae Booker. We have to dig into Toney. Not really. Looking now, like I'm not seeing Toney popping at all. Like he's around 11%. Like he's fine. Booker is going to be chalky, I would imagine, at the running back position. Or he's showing up in optimals now. I'm looking right now, and I'm not seeing him in terms of ownership. Maybe this ownership's lagging, but I don't know. I think Booker would be the one play I'd have the most interest in.
I'm just going through because that's really that's the show right there. We got everything. So I know there were some other things that came out earlier today, but that's it, buddy. I think that's the Friday news dump. There's a lot of important news, not as much news, but more important news, right?
Yeah, we did a good breakdown through the news. We're probably gonna get some more news later on today, but we'll have you covered on.
What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on for news?
Just if anything breaks, right? Like 4:30, probably by, I don't know, maybe we won't.
Yeah, because the injury reports are out. So
okay, so we're good.
Yeah, there may be something coming in, like the Rams is out. The only thing I have not seen is the Chargers. So, and that actually might be out. And I don't know if there's any big injuries there, right? The Chargers should be fine.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Chargers. Yeah, here we go. I got it. Asante Samuel is out. Justin Jackson's out. Big deal.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
Very good. Good show, buddy. It was quick. Yeah. It was painless. Tambo, hopefully you can figure out how to use a computer next week. RPS Heater 25% off the first payment of a monthly plan. 25% off your first payment. Bobby, good to see you, buddy. You got the basketball show with me coming up. So we got the final countdown, you, me, and JSU. But next, in just a few minutes, we'll have the Hardwood show. I know Big T's going to be over there. Gary's going to be there, and Titletown's going to be there. So we got a big show there. Hit the like button, subscribe on your way out. For Bobby, I'm Holden, helmet head in the background. Thanks so much for running this for us, and get us out of here, buddy.